There are a lot of you guys out there who practice English a ton. You practice your reading, you practice your writing, you practice your listening and your speaking so much that you feel confident about at least understanding the English language. However, sometimes you come into some situations where you don't understand the context of a joke, you don't understand the context of a story that somebody told in English, or maybe you don't even understand a rap song or a pop song in the English language. This could make you wonder if you're actually fully fluent in the English language or if you're still at the intermediate level. Today, I'll let you know 5 different indicators, 5 different signs that you actually are truly fully fluent in the English language. The first indicator that you're fully fluent is that you understand English humor. If you can understand English humor and the context behind a joke, also hidden meanings or meanings that are not obvious in a joke, then that is a clear sign that you are fully fluent in the English language. And not only are you fully fluent, it also shows that you're well immersed in the English language because you can understand humor and all of the cultural aspects that go into a good joke. So if you can go to a comedy show and see a stand-up comedian like Bill Burr, Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, or whoever, and you can fully understand the context behind their jokes, then that is a clear indicator that you are fully fluent in English and really well immersed. The next sign that shows that you're fully fluent in English is you know how to make up words in the English language in a way that native speakers can understand. And you can also understand words that are fabricated and created by native English speakers. Some people believe that the language of Mandarin Chinese will one day surpass the English language in terms of popularity. However, I think the truth of the matter is that the English language is going to replace the English language. If you look at the younger generation of English speakers right now, they absolutely make up their own terms, their own new words, their own new slang terms, and this is going to evolve the English language. If you know how to A, make up words in the English language, and B, understand native speakers who make up words, then that's a sign that you are well versed and probably fully fluent in the English language. A very simple example of this would be the word ish. So if I was eating some food and it tasted really good or just kind of good, I could say it was good-ish. If I went to a comedy show and the comedian was a little bit funny but not that funny, I could say that comedian was funny-ish. This is an extremely simple example of this. It could go way beyond that in much more unorthodox terms in the English language. However, if you can understand this and if you can have a command and a grasp for this, then you are fully fluent and really well immersed. The third sign is that you can easily understand literary devices in the English language. Literary devices can be things such as puns, oxymorons, and advanced English idioms, to name a few. These literary devices typically involve a lot of wordplay and some really advanced English grammatical rules. If you can understand poetry in English, or if you can understand a rap song from start to finish in English, and you can understand the meaning and the double meanings behind all of the lyrics in that song, then that is a very clear indicator that you're fully fluent in the English language. And if you tie in literary devices with cultural references that are fairly exclusive to English-speaking countries, then that shows that you are clearly well-versed in the English language. The fourth sign that you're fully fluent is that you can spontaneously converse. Even if you can't converse perfectly, you can do it spontaneously in pretty much any situation, even with topics that you are not familiar with. Even native English speakers may not understand everything, and they may not understand everybody, but we can still most likely guess what they were trying to say or what they meant based on the context that we were provided with. If you can converse spontaneously and you can navigate your way through English-speaking regions, thinking the English side of your brain, then that is a clear indicator that you are fully fluent and well-versed in the English language. If English is not your first language, no one really expects you to have perfect pronunciation, but if you can still speak and converse without having to translate words back into your native language, then that is a really good sign that you're fluent. And finally, the fifth indicator that will show that you're fully fluent is you can communicate with people of all ages and backgrounds. If you're fully fluent, you should be able to communicate with a 5-year-old child, a 20-year-old young adult, a 90-year-old elder, and people of your own age. Not only should you be able to communicate with people of different ages, but you should also be able to communicate with people who have different accents when they speak in the English language. If you go to any big city in the world, whether it be New York City, London, even big cities that aren't even in English speaking regions, you will come across people who come from all over the world and speak English with a different accent of the English language. Of course, it's ideal to understand the accent of English based on where you spend the most time. However, if you want to be able to navigate your way through big cities, especially in English speaking countries, it would be extremely useful to understand all of the different accents of English, at least to a certain extent. Even as a native English speaker, I may not understand someone who comes from China or Japan and speaks English with an accent. I may not understand everything that they say. However, if you can understand most of what they say, and if you can have real conversations where you can communicate effectively enough, then that is a clear sign that you are fully fluent in English and you have a strong command for all of the different aspects of our language. So to recap, 5 signs that you're fully fluent in English. The first one is you understand English humor. The second one is you know how to make up words in the English language. The third is you can easily understand literary devices in the English language. The fourth is you can converse spontaneously. And then the fifth is you can communicate with people of all different ages and backgrounds. So, after knowing this, do you still think that you are fully fluent in English, or do you think you're still at the intermediate level? Let me know in the comments. And if you would like to test your level of English, I've created an English proficiency quiz. I will leave the link in the pinned comment below. That's all for today, and I'll see you in the next video.